Obviously, pressure was on. C's were not acceptable, not allowed. Got mostly A's because I was too scared to get B's, you know, that whole thing. But for me, I was kind of that good kid, you know, like I never wanted to do wrong because I think I had like the fear of God from my parents, you know. But I did all the things you're supposed to do as a kid, and then I even went as far as graduating early. I worked 2 jobs, was going to CUS, doing everything, you know, right, so to speak. And then I turned 18, and I moved out, and feeling like, you know, I was an adult, and, you know, I could do all that. I did it, and then quickly with all this newfound freedom, you know, we talk about freedom, I thought I had it, so I decided I was gonna do what I want. A friend of mine wanted to go to El Pres, which back then was 18 and over, and you could go dancing, and I was like, ooh, I have freedom, I want to go dancing, right? But I've always had like really huge self-confidence issues, and so like every outfit I tried on of my friends, you know, I didn't think I looked good in, and like, it was ridiculous. But my friend was sitting there doing lines of meth, and was like, here, try some, and I'm like, no, putting that in my nose, are you crazy? She's like, well, how about we put some in your drink? I'm like, oh, that seems harmless enough, right? So I went and drank my soda, and by the end of that soda, I looked in the mirror and I actually liked what I saw. I was like, wow, I like this stuff, you know, I have confidence that I've never had before, like, it's great, right? It took less than 6 months for me to lose everything. I lost both jobs, stopped going to college. I was in a really, really serious relationship with a guy that I was gonna marry, and I guess God had other plans for me, but lost him too. He moved out with his new girlfriend, and I'm still living in his parents' house. Lost, completely trashed out of my mind, just completely spun out. It was horrible. And I was just 18 years old. I mean, I literally managed to screw up everything, and I was lost and alone. Ran out of money for drugs, and so then I figured out ways to get alcohol, and so then I became an alcoholic. Just substituted one for another. My life was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I mean, I had to sit and watch my ex hang out with his new girlfriend at the time, and I was literally living in his parents' home, so I got to watch everybody else being happy around me while I was just miserable and drunk. It was bad. But finally I got my little light at the end of the tunnel. I got a job opportunity at the Lifestyle Center gym. And that was great for me. It was a way to focus my energy on something positive, and I stopped using, and my drinking lessened quite a bit. Started working at Applebee's too. I was getting my life back. I finally moved out of my ex's parents' house and was finally starting to get a grasp on reality again, but I never really let go of the drinking. I still liked the whole, you know, party on the weekends kind of thing, and I thought I could handle it. And then I turned 21. And clubs and bars started getting interesting. I wanted to go out and party and like hang out with the cool kids. I don't know what I thought I was doing. But lost those 2 jobs, but managed to get another one. So I thought, okay, I'm good, you know? And it was a great job. I was a secretary at a spa, and they really liked my, I don't know, energy or whatever. But they had me start doing their marketing, and before I knew it, I was their vice president of marketing, which is what I always wanted to do. So again, my life just started to kind of make sense again, and it was pretty amazing. And one morning, I was 22 years old. I woke up and got ready for work, and my eyes like were jacked up. I thought that maybe I got makeup in my eye or something, or I don't know what I thought, but I went to work that day and couldn't see a thing. I mean, everything was fuzzy, and I mean, I work on a computer all day, so I'm looking at the computer about this close. I don't know if any of you guys have seen me on my phone, but I was looking at the computer this close, checking people in, and my bosses, it was a privately owned company, my bosses were like, listen, this is a spa, everything's dimly lit, you're kind of a liability, you know? So they told me not to come back until I was fixed. So, not having insurance, I couldn't really get in to see a doctor for a long time, so I couldn't go back to work. So eventually I lost that job, which meant I lost my house because I couldn't pay the bills, and things started to kind of fall apart again. You know, I found this guy, and he just let me move in. I don't know how that works, but rent-free, let me move in. He worked nights, which meant I could party at night, and we weren't together, so I had no sense of like, I had to do something or be there for, I pretty much got to freeload off this person and do whatever I wanted. It was kind of crazy, but got back into drugs, bad. It was really bad, and I was really angry at God. I always knew that there was a God. I mean, I was super involved in church in high school and everything, and kind of lost sight of that over time. But it was just crazy to me because I thought for the most part I was a pretty good person. And I just could not get a handle on why God would do that to me. I was so young, I was 22 years old, and I can't see, and I remember when I finally did see a doctor, my normal eye doctor or whatever, she was like, so do you have insurance? I'm like, no. She's like, well, you should probably get some because you don't have any problems with your eyes. It's something else. You're gonna need CAT scans, MRIs. I'm like, great. It's amazing. So over time, I finally got like county insurance, and that's terrible. I had to go to UCLA and had a bunch of specialists work on me, and was a pincushion for about 2 years. And there was a long list of tests I needed, and the very last one, the doctor assured me, he said, don't even worry about that last one. There's no way that's gonna be it. It's super rare, it doesn't affect hardly anybody, and that's what I have. So there's no surgery, there's no cure. I was 22 years old and would never be able to see completely again. It was rough. I mean, still rough, but come to terms with it. But with that came, again, more drinking and using and drinking and using and bad relationship after bad relationship. And the further I got along in my drug use, the more smarter I got about it, I guess. I don't know. I got to the point where I was like, why am I going to keep paying for this when I could just sell it and supply my habit, right? So I started selling, and then over the last couple years, it got pretty deep. I don't know, I got kind of cocky and was walking around like I was untouchable at 2, 3 in the morning, thinking nobody was ever going to hurt me. And on Valentine's Day, about 1.5 years ago, I was at some trap house here in Visalia, and it was Valentine's Day, and I was alone, so of course I felt super sorry for myself. So I got wasted, and there was a bunch of people around me, but they were all spun out and whatever. But I got wasted and said the wrong thing to the wrong guy. And he proceeded to hit me, and he slapped me, I mean, dead across my face, and I hit the ground. But being the stubborn person that I am, if anybody in here knows me, being the stubborn person that I am, I didn't stay down. Kept getting back up, he kept hitting me, kept getting back up, and it wasn't working for him. So he found a PVC pipe and proceeded to beat the crap out of me. And yeah, that was crazy. So he eventually stopped, and I was just running off adrenaline at that point, and I was like, vengeance will be mine. Like, I mean, he took off because he realized what he had just done and figured cops were probably going to be called or something. So he took off on his bike, and I remember getting up and being like, oh no you don't. I'm gonna get you. I'm coming for you right now. And I'm like walking the streets at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what I was thinking, drunk probably, but yelling his name. Like, one of us was gonna die that night. It didn't matter if it was me or him, but there was no way, and my pride wouldn't allow me to just allow that to happen and there be no consequences, I think is what it was. Granted, there was a room full of people that sat there and watched this happen and did nothing to stop it. I mean, I think that's like the kind of crazy fear that we have for some people, I guess they figured like, we don't want to be next, so we'll just let her get, beat down or whatever, but it was crazy. So I went running off adrenaline and looking for this guy for like, who knows how long. Eventually that adrenaline wore off, and I was about 2 blocks away from my dealer's house, and I like collapsed. He was driving by as that happened, and stopped, picked me up. He took me to Walmart, I remember, and like got me some clothes and like some hygiene or something, and took me by Burger King, and then took me to a motel and just basically watched me to make sure I didn't have a concussion or make sure, if I need to go to the hospital, he'd take me, whatever. And finally, when he felt like it was safe for me to sleep, like he let me sleep or whatever, and I remember I woke up the next day in a panic, because like, I'm sure you guys are aware, motels have, you know, checkout times. And I didn't know how long I'd been sleeping, so I woke up in a panic and I called the front desk and they're like, no, he paid for like a week in advance. So he would call me, check on me, make sure that I was okay, and come by, make sure I was okay. And at this point, like, fearless Ziba, who used to walk the streets at 2 or 3 in the morning, you know, was like out the window. I was terrified to leave my own hotel room. It was crazy. Like, I never in my life had that kind of fear, you know? Because generally I'm a good person. So, and for me, it was like for no reason. I mean, I know I said something that I probably shouldn't have to this guy, but for me, it really instilled a kind of fear in me that I never had before. And so, I'm really thankful for, I mean, it sounds crazy, I'm really thankful for my dealer, but I am. Because if it wasn't for him, I'd probably be dead. I mean, he would kind of saved my life there. But yeah, so room was paid for up to a week. He would come by and stop by and make sure I was okay, whatever. And eventually, after about 5 days, he's like, well, you gotta get out of this room. You know what I mean? You can't stay in here forever. And I think that's partially because he didn't want to pay for it forever, but, you know. I don't know what his motives were, but he basically was like, look, you're too scared to go out by yourself, I get it. So like, why don't you just go with me like to do my drops or whatever it was, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can do that, you know, because at this point, he's the only person I really felt safe around. So I started riding with him. And slowly but surely, like, I had a lot of connections. I knew a lot of people, partially because of my personality, but just because I'd been in that world for so long. So he had the money and the ambition, I had the connections, and so before you knew it, we were like running drugs everywhere. Like, everywhere. And then I started, obviously I wasn't so scared anymore, because when you got the money and you got the drugs and all of a sudden you got like the power or whatever, and this time I really felt fearless, which was terrible, but it just kind of, that's just what went with it. Like, nobody was gonna like mess with me at this point. And it had gotten me in a lot of trouble